Welcome to another episode of the KAWmedy Krow Podcast, where we put the Kaw in comedy. I'm your host, Christopher Key Tyler. It's episode 22. Our wonderful guest is Anita Milner. Say hi to everybody.
Yay.
How are you?
Glad to be. I'm happy to be.
You're talking to the microphone. There
I'm
you go.
happy to be anywhere.
All right. And then we have a co-host and love of my life and everything that means the most to me. Anything that annoys you in the comments section about how much I love her, that's what she is. It's Amy Quirk, everybody. Give it up for Amy.
Thank you, my love.
Yay. All right. So, Anita, we're so happy to have you on the show.
I'm happy to be here.
Now, when did you and I first meet in comedy?
Must have been at Aces.
Aces Comedy
or
Club.
before Aces, when Rocky was doing shows just a couple of blocks from here.
Yeah, well, yeah, 3rd Street Live was after Aces Comedy
Right,
Club.
but
So,
he did a show.
at the Edge.
Right.
The Edge
Right.
Lounge.
Yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah, so that was like 2011, 10 maybe.
Probably so.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Rocky really started comedy here in
For sure.
this area.
Yeah, I heard somebody, Maury Sherman told me one time, I believe it was Maury Sherman, said that there was a place called the Farmhouse Comedy Club in Temecula. I don't know if he's correct or not, but that I was told that. I swear it was Maury Sherman. Shout out to Maury if you're watching. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. Let us know.
Sounds familiar, but I don't think I ever performed there.
Yeah, no, I don't even remember it. But yeah, I was told that I was like back in the 90s maybe. There was an old place called the Farmhouse Comedy Club.
And Maury might remember it. He's
Yeah.
no spring chicken either.
Now, when was the moment when was the first time you started doing stand-up?
Actually, I did it on a cruise ship.
That was the very first
The
time?
very first time I did it on a cruise ship. They had a so-called talent show, and I dared to do it because there was no one there except my family that I knew. So I wasn't going to ruin my life doing it. But I was in law school, and law school was just awful. Anything you hear about law school, double that. And I just sort of needed the release to go into comedy. So I did that show on the cruise ship, and you only had to do a few minutes. So that was nice. But my daughter helped me. And I still remember my closing line.
Yeah, which was?
Which was on the cruise ship. It was tight on our budget, so we had the cheapest cabins on the ship. I mean, they were way, way down at the bottom. We didn't even get the mints on the pillow. We got crossed oars. That was how.
Crossed doors?
Oars.
Oars.
Oh, crossed oars.
Oars,
Okay,
yes,
yeah, like
And,
sailors.
And I still remember the last night on the cruise ship. The walls were so thin you could hear what went on in every cabin.
Oh,
Oh.
that could be good for some people.
Well, except, I think so. But my husband, this is the last night of the cruise ship, and my husband finally got frisky. And he said, "How about it?" And before I could say anything, the woman in the next cabin said, "Not tonight, damn it, I've got a headache."
Nice.
And so he just rolled over and went on to sleep. So
That was your closing line?
that was my closing line, and it was a killer.
Yeah, it was
They
a
liked
banger.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's a good
good.
one.
They liked it.
Dang, that's fresh out the gates. May I ask what year that was?
Oh, that would have been 86.
Okay.
I didn't start law school till I was in my late 40s,
Okay.
and I didn't become a lawyer till I was 50. So that would have been about that time. So I was no spring chicken.
Okay. And so after you did that set on the cruise ship, when was did you get on a regular you were just like, you were hooked at this point. You were like, I want to do more.
Absolutely. It's very addictive. Yes. And I started at that time. I lived down in San Diego County.
Yeah.
And the La Jolla Comedy Store, owned by Mitzi Shore.
Yeah.
They had open mic nights. I think probably it was Monday nights because that's a terrible night for other things.
Tell me about it. Yeah, I run an open mic on Mondays.
Right. Well, that's the night that this seems the best night for that sort of thing.
Well, Mondays are hard because the weekend, like to get people to go out on a Monday after the weekend, it's tough. Yeah.
But that's the nights these places are available. That are
do the open mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you started doing the La Jolla Comedy Store, which is one of I love that room. I
played it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
No, I used to perform there. I used to do the open mics on a regular there, and they had a pianist who would bring everybody up.
Okay, Vicky Barbalak's husband.
Yeah, he passed away. No, the one that I know did.
Oh, okay. No, I think.
Hopefully, it's not the same person.
I don't think so. I think I would have heard.
Yeah, the pianist that would play us onto stage. I found out this was years ago that he had passed away, and I was like, oh man! But I loved performing there. He brought me up to. He would always play for me Lady Gaga's Poker Face, but he was like Poker Face, and
was he singing too?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
It was really good, and I was like, oh, how do I follow that? Like that was the best, but. Yeah.
So, and when was that?
Set up.
What year do you remember?
That was Timmy Stewart and I used to go down there. It was like 2012. Timmy? Yeah, you know Timmy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, but it was a great place to practice. You didn't have to audition. They gave you 3 minutes.
Right. They still do that.
And that's great. It was a great venue. Some nights were horrible. I still remember one night they put me on last. And when I went up, there were 3 people in the audience. And I did my set, my 3 minutes, got 1 laugh. And when the lights went on, the other 2 had gone, and there was still a bag woman sitting in the audience. She'd just come in to get warm. And
like a homeless person.
Yeah, yes.
I've never heard bag woman before.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
So that's like that's a more classy version of saying homeless lady. You just say bag woman.
I mean,
because I'm thinking she worked at a grocery store. When I hear bag woman, that's what I think of.
I'm much older than you, and I use these old terms.
That's okay. I got another wrinkle on my brain right now. So yeah, always open for learning. So the bag lady was in the audience. She didn't heckle you,
and she hadn't laughed once. She was just trying to keep warm.
Right.
But anyway, and the other awful night was when. There was so little in the audience. During my set, I could see a spider spinning a web on the front of the stage in front of me, and I thought, now that's boring.
Yeah.
The spider wouldn't even stop and listen to my set.
He's like, I got to set up camp.
I gotta survive here.
Yeah, I'm going to stay a while and check out this lady. That's cool.
But it was terrific experience, and I'm glad they still do it.
Yeah, no, I think there should be more open mics. It's great for the public to. It's like a confessional booth on stage. Like you work out. Some people say you work out your demons on stage. Like, and open mic. Like, yeah, there's times where people who aren't even comedians, they want to go up and share a story, and it's nice.
I think it's great. Remember Fred Burns?
No.
Yeah. Okay, Fred Burns was I guess he was in a wheelchair. I don't know what his illness was, but he was there for several years, and he used to play the headliner.
Oh, at the Comedy Store in La Jolla.
In La Jolla.
Gotcha.
In La Jolla. He's passed away now.
Yeah, it wasn't related to George Burns by chance, was he?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think anyone was
George
related.
Burns?
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah. When I first met you, you were doing like correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you had just done like the theater at Pechanga, like the big room.
Yes, and that was Leonard
Holloway
ran it. And yes, I performed at Pechanga a lot, and he was
Well, wait, hold on real quick. I was under the impression that you performed in the theater, not the comedy club at Pechanga, but there was like the theater. That's what I was told. And I was like, what? I'm like, that's amazing. That was the first time I had met you. It wasn't, you didn't tell me that, but somebody else did. They're like, yeah, Anita Milner. Yeah, okay. So you were doing the comedy club.
Yeah, downstairs.
Yeah, with Leonard Holloway.
Oh, yeah, I don't really remember. But the nice thing about Leonard was anytime you showed up, he would put you on. Mm-hmm. And that was just, I mean, didn't get paid, but you didn't expect to get paid.
No, my bet. I used to perform with Leonard all the time there too. You and I just were never. We always crossed paths.
Well, you were dating her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, no, actually, no, we weren't dating then at the time. No, at the time, no, we weren't dating.
I missed it.
No. Amy and I didn't start dating till back when
2017.
2017, we didn't start.
And I went to your wedding. Remember?
That's right. Yeah.
I was thrilled. I got invited to your wedding.
Oh, yeah, we were thrilled that you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
I mean,
to our
really,
wedding.
we didn't send out thank you cards.
Yeah,
It just got crazy. No.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
No, this is our thank you. We actually are just doing this for every guest that was at our wedding. We're just bringing them on our show, and we're just doing a thorough thank you.
But see, this younger generation, they probably don't send thank you notes. Everything's changed so much in the last years.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Just real quick, regarding the thank you notes,
and I didn't remember that, so now I'm offended.
Now you're offended. But honestly, things got pretty much right after our wedding, we went on our honeymoon for 10 days, and then I went immediately back to work, and
Okay.
You know what I mean? You just get caught up in the grind, and that's pretty much what happened.
You don't.
Yeah.
I always felt bad about it. But
I'll try to get over
my
it.
confession.
I thank you for calling us out on that. Yeah, we did not send out thank you. Yeah. Thank you to everybody who
came to our wedding.
Everybody,
5 years ago.
everybody.
You brought it.
We thank you.
And I'm so glad I can remember that I did send you something.
Yeah, no, everybody was so gracious at our wedding. We were hooked up with wonderful gifts. We were so thankful.
It all helped pay for our honeymoon, which is what we really wanted to make sure that we had like the most amazing time ever. And it was.
That's great. And this was out at one of the wineries, I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, Ponte Winery. Yeah, during the lunar eclipse of 2019.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that part I didn't remember.
Yeah.
I just thought my sight was failing.
You're like, oh,
so
it's
clever.
going. The moon doesn't look right. I must have a blood clot.
Another one.
Another one. Oh my God. So after, so you were doing the La Jolla Comedy Store often. And then you were at Pechanga's. Originally, it was the Pechanga Improv, and I used to go and when they first opened, I would go and I was like, oh my God! Before I even started doing stand up, I'm like, they have an improv at the Pechanga in our town. I want to perform there, and then it shut down, and then Food and Beverage bought it and turned it into the Pechanga Comedy Club. But it's still that improv.
Really old.
Yeah, I am pretty old. Yeah, I'm a vampire. Yeah, I'm very, very old. Yeah,
I did not know that at all.
Yeah, and but I also was performing at the Improv or Pechanga Comedy Club, and then after that, Ace's Comedy Club. You were a regular there, and I think that's when we started like meeting each other. Was there,
and that's where I remember, and then on to Third Street Live after that.
Right.
But I just hated to see Ace's Comedy close.
I know it was devastating.
It was a great place to perform. It was a real comedy club.
Yeah,
it was a real
seats 300, and like it was morphing at one point. It would split into two rooms.
Really?
It was
How'd they do that?
They put up there was a huge curtain.
That's right.
And it turned into two rooms at one point.
How do you have two shows when each show would be just as loud?
They wouldn't play them at the same time, but they would have like one room and then they would have another room, but you couldn't do two shows at the same time. they would just be able to split it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the very last show at 3rd Street Live, Bill Gibran, myself, and Paul Ogata did that show, and it was the day I moved to Old Town Temecula. And I was so thrilled. I'm like, I'm going to live next to a comedy club. I'm a regular here.
Yes.
And they closed that the very night that I moved here. I was so upset.
Does that tell you something about your
Yeah, I shut down comedy clubs. Yeah.
Just by his presence alone. So magical.
on his tombstone? You have to put
Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, I'm the closing act of every comedy club. There you go. Hey-o. And then may I ask, do you, what was like, do you have like the worst, other than the spider was spinning a web and building a fort, have you ever dealt with like any hecklers or anything?
You know what? I think my age keeps the hecklers sort of subdued. They really don't think the audience would like them attacking this poor old lady who might die any minute.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, the worst show I ever did, I was booked at Navy Hospital in San Diego. They were honoring a urologist. Well, that was the dumbest assignment I ever accepted, because prior to my going on, you've got a room full of urologists. They've told there was not a funny, dirty joke that they had not told before.
Yeah.
Before I came on. Of course, my daughter said later, you shouldn't have been fucking around with doc dick jokes. Or dick doc jokes.
Yeah.
Dick doc.
Dick doc jokes.
That's hilarious.
But they were polite and everything when I went on, but everything had been said. There wasn't a joke that hadn't been said about urology and its things that go with it.
Right.
And that was just a devastating. They paid me. I'm still surprised they paid me, but they were nice doc dick jokes.
Yeah, they're paying you in pisiduals. Pisiduals.
Penisiduals.
There you go. Yeah, penisiduals. I'll tell you a urologist story. When
I heard it, but I forgot it. So go ahead.
When I was like after high school, I was at the gym working out. I was in the squat rack.
This one.
And I was squatting and I strained a muscle in my leg. And I started stretching, and it just kept getting worse. And I was like, "What is wrong?" And then I'm driving home from the gym.
I'm already nauseous.
And my testicles were swelling immensely, and they were painful, and I didn't know what to do. I worked at a chiropractor at the time. I told him the situation. He's like, "You need to go to a urologist." And so I go to the urologist, and I walk in, and I'm like 19 years old at the time, and it's just everybody's like over 60, and they send me in, and the doctor's like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to check everything," and he's twisting and grabbing and crunching, and I'm screaming and crying and like yelping and sweaty. I'm sweating, and he's just, "Does this hurt? Does this hurt? Does this?" And I'm just, "Ah!" And he's like, "Okay, well, you don't have testicular cancer or anything. You have a strained, oh my God, I just had a brain fart. I almost said uvula."
I don't know what he strained. I don't remember.
It was my inguinal ligament strain. I had an inguinal ligament strain. It's this tiny muscle inside from the pelvis into the femur. And he's like, "Yeah, so you're just not going to, it's a structural muscle, so you cannot work out for at least a year." And I was like, "I can't work out?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "If you sit up, you're using that muscle. So
you can't do biceps or anything?
I can't straight." He's like, "You got to keep it chill for like a year." And I walked out of the doctor's office sopping wet in sweat, and all the patients were just so scared. They're like that young man, and he's like next, and then the old guy gets up, like he was so scared. But that was it. Yeah, that's my urologist story. Yeah, that was the only time I've ever been.
Did it ever come back on you?
No. It a year after
And
that
you
went
stayed away
by.
from the squat machine.
Yeah, I stayed away, and then I went back to the gym after about a year and a half or so, and I tried like just doing and as soon as I started working, I could feel it tensing up again, and I'm like, oh, so I had to wait another year, and it took a while for me to finally go back to and work out like a normal.
Wow.
But yeah, if you strain an inguinal ligament,
You poor guys.
oh, I know.
Yeah.
I feel no sorry.
I feel bad for those those bodybuilders or those people, men or women, any athletes. If you get one it could end your career.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and the guy that made the Jack Reacher, Jack Reacher is a fictional character who's like 6'6". He's a detective.
oh yeah, the first movie with Jack Reacher was with Tom Cruise, which he's
Is
like
that
5 feet
hilarious?
tall. Yeah,
Is that hilarious?
Yeah, it is
I won't
hilarious.
even watch it.
right. It wasn't bad, but they made another
learning.
one
Well,
with the tall
that
guy.
Okay,
Right.
now that guy broke his body. He put on so much muscle and overdid it so that he broke his body.
Wow.
So but I'll watch it. I just can't. The thought of little teeny Tom Cruise you could carry home in your pocket.
Yeah.
But he
playing
wears
Jack
stilts.
Reacher. It's terrible. Really.
Now, so other than the urologist, after that, you and I became co-improv in chain comedy.
Yes, with
Michael Chain.
Michael
yeah.
Chain. That was really nice.
Yeah.
That was fun. Improv is really good for comics, I think.
It's true.
And,
It was the hardest thing I ever did.
Oh yeah. But that ended with COVID. That
Yeah, it just sort of
stopped
split
classes.
everybody up.
Yeah, it really did. But we did shows over in Orange County. Remember?
Yeah, at the in San Clemente.
Right.
Right, at that one that there was like this real. Every bar needs to take note. Okay, you guys listening out there, bar people, you got to have this bar that we used to perform at. It was great. Like you walk in and there was like the bar, then there was a restaurant, and it was a pizza place.
It was a nice place.
And then there was this back attached room that had a ramp up onto a stage, and there was a bar in there, and we would perform in that room, and it was like this quiet little back. There needs to be that in every bar. There needs to be like a separate room for events.
I think so too, because so many times the bar is right next to you, and the people aren't watching.
Right.
They aren't paying attention, and it's okay if they didn't come to see us, but don't be like hecklers.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's when they're like super loud. You know,
Yeah.
I can think of one place that just right off the top of my head that are super loud and they have no shits given, right?
Yeah.
People that are performing. I mean,
Yeah.
get it. You're not there for that. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I'm trying to have a conversation over here. I know there's 200 people having a good time, but we need to have a conversation right now. Yeah, and you're like on a microphone loud like this, and you're like, could you keep your voice down? And they're like, I'm sorry, I can't. Are they talking to me? Are they talking to me? It's just like, oh my God, these people are so insane. Yeah, the bar flies. Yeah, they're like, I'm a very entitled person right now. One time I made a mistake at the Shamrock. Back when we first started doing it there, it was a great night, but there was this, it was like, I'm guessing it was like 2012 or 11 or anyways, when they first opened, and it was a packed house. We're having a great time. And then there was these two loud ladies in the back corner of the bar at the bar. And they were like that, just talking so loud, so obnoxious. And I was like, as the host, and it was back when we were doing the open mics, and I said, hey, you guys have really good energy. Why don't you bring that over here and sit? There's two front seats right here for you. Come sit and get in here. Come in. And they're like, oh, okay. And they come and they sit right in the front, and that gave them this I made a mistake. I didn't realize this would happen, but it gave them this feeling of like, we're special, and now this is
Yes,
about
and now
us.
you're the stars.
Right. And so they started talking
my
and like
gosh.
heckling the performers, and they were laughing, and everyone was getting really upset. And I go back in between comics. I'm like, you guys are going to have to keep your voice down. And she's like, you can't tell me what to do. And she got up and she tried to take the microphone away
my
from me.
gosh.
Oh,
And I'm like, get
now I
away
remember.
from me. You can't take, this is my microphone. Get off the stage. Like, And I'm running back and forth. Everyone's laughing. And then I was like, get off the stage. And then people were like, yeah, get out of here. Boo. And they started booing her. And they were like, you know what? F you to, like, screw you to everybody. And, they were like, we're leaving. And they started leaving. And then the whole restaurant started saying, na, 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 na.
So really, you created like
yeah.
unity.
Yeah. You're right. And they left and everyone cheered. And it was this great thing.
Oh my God.
But it was a classic moment of where something bad turned into something good.
Yes.
But it was a lucky moment.
Yeah.
Didn't get it on video. Nobody knows.
Oh, just your stories, Chris.
There's stories. I made all that up, by the way. No, I'm kidding.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't make that up. No.
But in chain comedy, you were fantastic.
Oh,
It was
well.
you, Paul Ogata,
But
Mark Christopher
Diane,
Lawrence, Diane Hawkins, right?
Yeah, I forget her name now. And Sabrina Stahl.
Sabrina, yeah.
She's gone on to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Making movies.
Uh-huh.
But no, it was fun.
Jason Barfoot
Yes.
wrote it all the way out. He stayed in chain comedy to the very end. Yeah.
Well, I guess we all did.
Yeah.
And Mike tried to get it started again, but I just well,
Yeah, Scotty. Yeah, we can't forget Scotty.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and that crazy, is it Paul? No, crazy little guy, Phil.
Phil, dude,
He's still sending things on Messenger.
No, everybody, it was a lot of fun, but I would have to say that after doing chain comedy with you, we did it for almost 5 years. I got into hosting shows, and like I felt like I could handle hecklers and deal
Yeah.
with more thanks to being in
I admire
that.
you for that. I would just start to cry. And you could only do that so often to get away with it.
They're like, oh, here comes the upset comedian, Anita
Yeah.
Milner.
Here
You
comes
just get
the
up
cry baby.
Or she'll wet her pants. Just whatever works.
Everyone's like, that's the best. I love when she wets herself. All right, we're going to bring up our other comic, Sad Tom. Yeah, but it was always a lot of fun doing that with you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I've always had a good, and I think you hear horrible stories about how comics treat each other, but everyone's always been nice to me, and I've never seen anybody be. I mean, sometimes they're kind instead of. Somebody may need some criticism, but people are kind.
Yeah, most of the comics are, they're just a bunch of horny dudes, and it's hard to be rude to a lady comedian such as yourself. So yeah, they're all going to be really nice to you. Yeah.
See, and the older I get, the nicer they have to be, and I can't hear them anyway. So
Yeah. Little did you know they were just being mean to you the whole time, and
Right,
you're
I
like,
just-
very nice to meet you.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite comedians that were always your go-to that you were a fan of or inspired by?
Well, I thought Phyllis Diller was great.
Oh,
and I got
Phyllis
to see
Diller.
her perform
Yeah.
live once. She was so pretty. I mean, much prettier than her skin just glowed. I don't care how much she spent on, having her face lifted, but she was just beautiful. And what interested me was her whole act was centered around Fang, and then that was her husband, and then they got divorced, and he sued her for continuing to use Fang.
Oh, wow.
He lost. He
Good.
lost because
All right.
they didn't. No one ever believed Fang was real, so he did lose.
That's interesting.
That's cool.
And,
That's how I lost.
and I have to mention, my daughter set it up, but Debbie Reynolds used to own a casino in Las Vegas. Not for a long time, and I probably wasn't that successful, but she had me perform on one of my birthdays in her casino, and my daughters had set it up.
Do you know which casino?
It was the Debbie Reynolds Casino.
Oh, okay.
She used her
My
name.
bad. My
Okay.
apologies.
You'd ask that.
But she used her name.
Nice.
Yes, and it didn't last long, but she was absolutely beautiful and gracious, and told me she was going to steal one of my jokes, and I was just so thrilled.
Oh my God, that is so cool! What a great story.
And the joke was, if I killed my husband the first time I thought about it, I'd have been out of jail by now.
Oh,
shit.
And it's an old joke.
right.
It's a good
It's an old
joke.
joke. But she was going to steal it, and I was just thrilled.
Oh,
How
yeah.
cool!
Yeah, I mean,
That was, and she was extremely nice and tiny little thing.
Really?
Put her in
She
your
was that
pocket
tiny?
and take her home. But anyway, that was a big thrill.
it's interesting when when a performer, a performer is cool and high up when they tell you, I'm going to steal your material, and you're like, take it. I'm honored. Yeah. Because usually that's not a good thing, but like in this case, you're like, no. You deserve it.
You're
You're
right.
amazing. I'm a huge fan.
You're right,
Yeah.
and I still do remember it.
That's
And,
cool. Amy and I are going to be going to Vegas very soon, and
are you going to perform or just?
no, we're just going out there. We haven't been in a long time. It's a business kind of thing, but do you have any recommendations for like? Are you familiar with how often were you a Vegas type?
No, not after my husband died.
Okay, but
I
before.
haven't been in a long time.
Okay,
Haven't been in a long time.
yeah. When was the last time?
I couldn't tell you how to find the strip.
Well, I guess it's sort of
You'll enjoy it.
yeah.
I mean, it's geared for tourists. That's
Yeah.
just fine.
Yeah, we're
It's
expect to
changed a
win.
lot.
Don't expect to win.
No.
No.
We don't
Always.
gamble.
Yeah, I've learned working in the casinos. Only spend what you're willing to donate.
You're right.
That's a nice way of putting it.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So I'll be just going with
Don't ever expect to win at Pachanga.
right or any casino. Yeah, you never expect anything. Like it's not fun if you're expecting to win.
Right.
You're just
and
paying to see the lights
Yeah.
go off. Bing, 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 bing.
it's very hypnotic, as you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to walk through Pachanga a long time ago, and like back when it was. I remember I used to go to Pachanga with my buddy Robert when it was still 18 and over, and it was still like the tent. And
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah,
What was the tent?
yeah. Before it turned into the casino, it was 18 and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like in the year 98 or something, 99. And we were walking through, and I liked seeing, like, there were people who were just enthralled by the machine. And there would be a guy with like a drink in one hand and a cigarette in the other. And he would be with the cigarette, he'd take a drag, and then he would pull the lever, and he would take a drink, and he wasn't even looking. He was just listening to, and like he was just in this trance.
That just doesn't sound like fun. And Bill Gibran used to be a dealer.
That's right, and he was in chain comedy as well. Yeah,
Yeah, and he oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah. I forgot to mention. Shout out to Bill, dude. Yeah, and Bill's doing really good on. Do you see him on TikTok? Are you a TikTok?
I watch him on. Yeah, I do. Bill's.
He found his voice. He found his voice. It's on TikTok. He does a
Yeah.
good job.
Which is attacking Donald Trump.
Yeah, he's good at
Join
it
the
though.
crowd. Join.
Yeah, I saw him last night on TikTok, and he had like one video. It had 5,000 plus shares. People were sharing his video. 5,000 people.
Yeah, I guess I
A
should
lot.
look at that.
A lot of shares. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And,
but
and he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. And
He likes ice,
MJ,
too.
his love of his life.
Yeah.
Is,
I think
great,
it's his
too.
chinchilla. The
I
chinchilla
think
is
he's got
what.
3 now, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
for real?
no
Oh,
one-
I thought you were calling MJ a chinchilla. I was like, oh, wow, okay.
Well, he might.
That's true.
Who knows
exactly.
what they do when they're alone?
Yeah, that name.
But yeah, he's crazy about those chinchillas. I think I think they have 3.
That's so cute. They're so adorable.
Now, for all the new up-and-coming comedians that are listening to the show, do you have any recommendations for male or female new comedians that are coming into the scene? Do you have any recommendations for them?
No, let's see.
Advice, like professional advice for stand-up?
Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And don't turn down opportunities. I know when I started, there were other opportunities. There was a Toastmasters club that specialized in humor. It was called Laugh Masters. That was in San Diego. So I joined that. I mean, that was an opportunity, and they did shows. But anything that gives you a chance to go on stage, you can't help but improve.
Right.
You're not going to get worse.
Yeah.
If you get worse, they'll kill you. So.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be dead anyway, so.
Yeah, get up on stage wherever you can, music open mics, regular open mics, and like perform in a laundromat, stand on the street corner, just belt it out.
Well,
perform. Yeah, do improv groups, be on, or even people, there's some comics who've never done stand-up before. They'll go up on stage, and I'm like, that was your first time? Like, you're really good. May I ask, what is your background? And usually it'll be some sort of performing arts.
right.
They'll be either a DJ or like an actor or something.
And before I was a comic, I did humorous speeches, which pays a lot more than comedy. I don't know why I got out of it. But I did a talk called Laugh and Stay Healthy.
Oh.
And I made a lot more than I did as a comic, but this kind of was more fun. And also, at the very beginning, there was a old vaudeville comic. Oh,
That's okay.
Wally Griffin, that organized about 7 of us women, and we formed a troupe, and it was called Ladies of the Evening.
That's cool.
And unless the group having us was offended, and then we were ladies of the laughs. So we didn't want to offend anybody.
Right.
But he liked to find bookings. He was Jewish. We worked at a lot of Jewish community centers, but it was experience.
Yeah.
It just opportunities arise.
Right, and take them.
Yes, I would never have thought of organizing a comedy troupe, but we performed. Not all 7 of us at once, but usually it would be about 4 of us, and we performed for quite a while.
Wow.
And we made money, not a lot of money, but
And if you get paid to be funny, I'm always like, when you get a check that for being me,
right,
for being you,
it's exciting.
It's amazing.
Well, and when it turns out they want to pay you instead of you paying them, that's really nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
I like that.
Well, let's move into our closing set,
yeah.
our closing bit. This is this is KAWmedy Krow. If you haven't met him, he's our mascot for comedy entertainment. KAWspiracy! KAWspiracy! Hey, Anita, how you doing? How are you, Anita? You don't have to talk to him. It's fine.
I just wondered if you thought you were really talking to him.
Oh, yeah. No, I am all the time. I'm always talking to KAWmedy Krow, even when he's not with me. It's all right, buddy. How are you doing?
Amy won't.
Amy, yeah. No, this is KAWmedy Krow and I. It's just us, isn't it?
It's their intimate relationship.
It's us, baby. Yeah, it's all good, dude. I love you. Okay.
Do you want me to leave the room?
I think we all gotta go.
No, okay. So KAWspiracy, we had mentioned on the phone about how the elderly are like mistreated, right? We were
Well, I just suddenly realized maybe Biden's debate performance might have started me thinking about it. I'm thinking about that there seems to be a conspiracy against really old people.
How so?
Biden didn't help any. But, of course, I'm 7 years older than Biden and 9 years, quite older than Trump. But I think what it is the government has decided that there's too many of us way old people out there collecting money from the government. And I'm sure think of me, 88?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how much more I've collected in Social Security than I ever contributed to Social Security? So they really need to get rid of us because we're costing the government too much money.
Yeah,
So
that's interesting.
I thought, well, what I think they're doing, they're trying to starve us to death because we're old and weak and we can't get into the food that's available for us.
Yeah, like the packaging.
The packaging.
The packaging, everything is zip-locked and sealed to within an inch of its life. And I think around the United States, there's probably thousands of old people lying starved to death on their kitchen floors.
Yeah.
And they're surrounded
Like LA streets.
food they can't get into.
Right.
And I think probably what's happened to Biden, he needs somebody to help him open his Cheerios so he could get some strength.
Yeah.
To recoup.
I like to imagine the people in the factories. They're like, all right, bring out the test subjects, all the elderly test subjects. Now, can you guys open these batteries? Open up the packages of batteries. They're like,
No one can open that.
all right, perfect. We've succeeded. They cannot open the batteries. It's going to boost mental illness because they can't change the remotes are all going to die, and so then it drives you insane, and so that's going to help the pharmaceutical industry, and so that's going to yeah.
I mean, I can imagine like the decor being just scissors everywhere, hanging up.
And she's now that Amy, she's right. I counted. I have 7 pairs of scissors in my house.
Yeah.
I've got a pair in the garage, on all the rooms in my house. 7, and I in the kitchen alone. I have 3 sets of pliers. I have a hammer. I have a
Weapons?
nutcracker so I can open my margarita bottle. Now, that's not essential, but I have it in there.
Is it though? Is it not?
Yeah.
I think it's essential.
After opening all those packages, you're going to need to drink.
I know, I'm exhausted.
I'm
So, I
exhausted.
mean, it's a survival kit, but lots of people don't have all that stuff.
Right.
And some of the things, I mean, you have to stab. I use that, the eye drops, just the artificial tears. Well, to get that open, you have to stab it with an awl.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's dangerous.
Right.
You can hurt yourself badly trying to get into that stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, those like the plastic around.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't. I can't even get mine off.
Oh, okay.
For my contacts.
You'll probably die.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
blind.
Yeah.
I think they're against us. It has nothing to do with codes or anything like that. They're just trying to finish us off.
Well, how many times have they said that, or the maybe not they said, but that has been going around where they're going to get rid of Social Security, which is kind of crazy because we all pay into it anyway.
Right.
So give me my freaking money.
And I'm still working now. I'd have to really, I'd have to really go back to working full time. I just work part time now.
Yeah. I mean, you're not a bag lady, though.
I
didn't
say that.
No,
It's calling back.
I'm doing a callback joke to.
I know you are.
She doesn't like it.
And I never
a good
told
joke.
you I wasn't a bag lady.
No, I know. I'm joking. I'm for Christmas. I want to get you
A bag.
No, a bag. No, I just won't let it go. Yeah, no. Edward Scissorhands. Yeah, get you an actual Edward Scissorhands glove.
Oh, I'd probably cut myself. I think those.
I'm surprised you haven't cut yourself already with all these scissors laying around.
Well, I don't use them when I go to the bathroom. So.
Well, I mean,
That's
you
good.
you can take off the glove.
All I can see is go in the bathroom with those other.
Which hand do I wipe with?
Okay.
Oh, I have two.
All right. So number 1 present, Edward Scissorhands glove. Number 2,
Makes
a
sense.
bidet.
Oh,
Then you don't have to cut yourself.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah, in the bathroom.
Those are bidets. They're way low to the ground. I can't get up.
Oh, no.
But you attach it to the toilet, or you just get a new Japanese toilet. Oh,
Yeah. With
yeah,
the
it does
built-
that.
Yeah.
Is that too much pleasure?
It could be.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah,
The
it matters.
potential.
Yeah, if you're really modest, it could be. Yeah. It could be a first time.
Well, I'll tell my grandchildren what I want for Christmas then.
Just tell them it's not that expensive. I don't think they're only like even a really good one is like $2,000.
Oh, really?
That's it.
Well, that goes one Social Security check.
Right. But imagine all the
I know.
toilet paper you'll save, all the toilet
Right.
paper
That's
spending.
That's true.
They get
Yeah.
stuck on your
That's
bum.
Yep. It's true.
No,
We got
bums.
into bathroom humor, didn't we?
Well, Anita, it's been an absolute joy having you on the show. Yeah. Are you?
Oh,
remember,
she's
we were
having too
keeping. We can do a bonus few more minutes. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it under the hour. We're at 48
That's
minutes.
fine. No, that's fine. I just didn't know if I'd, pass out or
No.
or
Good.
die.
Yeah. No.
never know.
I'm keeping my promise. Yeah.
Every day's a gift.
It is. That's true. Yeah.
I am CPR certified. I'm CPR certified.
Oh,
You're
you are.
safe.
Gosh, you guys are just the whole package, aren't you?
Right. I mean,
Except for his little problem about it down
Oh, down there?
south of his testicle. Yeah.
testicles, plural. I still have both.
He does have two.
My inguinal ligament strain that I had 20 years ago.
He seems to be doing just fine.
I'm doing fine now. It's all good.
No, thank you for having me. It was
Oh, of
fun.
course.
Thank you for coming.
You are.
And I'm going to get home before dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's summertime, so unless you're watching this in the winter, yeah, the sun.
I
Or
will
you could
still
be
have
watching
gotten home
in.
before.
There's a part in the world right now where the sun is always down.
Alaska?
No, southern hemisphere. So it'd have to be like South America. Yeah, like
Depressing.
yeah. Have you ever been to Alaska?
Yes.
I've never been.
Yeah, I just love it.
Yeah.
And you speak the language.
What's
It's
that?
so to travel English.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were going to say white.
I was wondering if there was like a secret language.
No, it's so nice to go somewhere a long ways and then you speak the language.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean,
And the whole thing I like in Ketchikan, they have an old brothel that is a museum, and it's so fun to walk through there. It's kind of sad to see what those women, those whores,
whores.
went through.
Whores.
Yeah.
They would drink bluing and see.
What is that?
Bluing women used to add to their laundry to make the sheets whiter, to make your sheets whiter.
Okay.
And it was a poison, and women used to drink bluing to give themselves abortions.
Whoa.
If they were pregnant, and it'd kill some of them,
Yeah.
but it took care of the baby.
yeah.
And
Dang.
double
But
whammy.
it's a fascinating museum. So if
Okay.
you ever go to Ketchikan,
Ketchikan, Alaska.
it's near the port.
Okay.
Go see. No, please go to Alaska. You'll love it.
No, I want to go. Yeah.
The people are nice.
Yeah. Trent Davis does shows up there. He gets booked up in Alaska.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does very
Try
well.
to do that.
Yeah, I would like to go to Alaska. I'd like to see it when it's sundown for like a year, for 30 days. And I'd like to go see what it's like for 30 days of sunlight. That's got to be really
great.
interesting.
Well, and if you want to see the Northern Lights, though, that's a special extra
Oh, gosh. I've been wanting to see
trip.
that.
So you have to allow extra time. But we flew up on one trip up to a dog sled camp. And that was, you take a helicopter.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think you would love Alaska.
I've been wanting to do an Alaskan cruise up there. That'd be nice. Just to see the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
That'd be
Or like
fun.
the Norwegian cruises. I would love to do that.
Yeah. No, my brother did that one, and he said it was nice.
That's
It was
cool.
good.
Okay.
But no, I think you'd love it. There's just nothing not to like.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
I think I've watched too many like shows or movies or something where Alaska's kind of like people kind of go a little crazy when it's like sundown for so long or like sun up for so long.
I don't know.
I don't
The
know.
locals.
Sometimes
Yeah, I
with
don't
some
know. Kinda
people it's
freaks me
hard to
out.
tell the difference.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's the norm now, though, right?
Yeah. I'll show up and they'll be like, hey, you've
Yeah.
lived here for a while, haven't you? I'm like, no, I'm just visiting. They're like, oh, you're weird.
you were native. Thought you were native.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Have you, since we're speaking of travels, how far away what's the farthest point away from home that you've been?
I don't know. I took a Mediterranean cruise, and that was into Greece.
Greece.
Man, I always thought Greek men were kind of horrible looking.
Yeah.
I never saw so many good looking men in my life as I saw
Wow.
Greece. Oh,
So the American Greek men are nasty, but in Greece, they're good.
Hot.
no,
It
I
must be the
saw 2 or
food.
3 I wanted.
2 or 3.
Wasn't,
Just like
same
wasn't
time?
reciprocated.
Yeah.
But and then I've been on a cruise around the British Isles.
Oh.
And then, I don't know, my daughter's a travel agent. So I've traveled a lot because
amazing.
she gets deals. The last thing we did was a cruise, a Disney.
You did a Disney cruise?
It is, I don't care if it's cheap commercialism. That's what the public wants. And Disney knows how to cater to grandchildren and the kids, and it was wonderful.
Even with the kids on the
Even
cruise?
especially with the kids. Of course,
Really?
I've got 5 greats, or 4 then, but got to see the greats every day. We had 2 meals. You eat 2 meals a day together, then have all these activities. It was great, and it was worth. I'm sure I took the family. That's why I still work. I took the family.
Yeah, you have expensive taste.
I have expensive taste grandchildren.
Oh, that's yeah.
No, I offered them a ball.
Yeah. I want a Porsche, Grandma. What is this?
But Grandma got to see them all,
Yeah.
and it was a wonderful experience. But well worth maybe having to save an extra 6 months to go. It was great.
Well, 2 things about cruises. Number one, I'm only interested in going on a Disney cruise because they just opened this year a haunted mansion bar on a Disney cruise.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you're on it's a haunted mansion theme,
Yeah.
but it's a bar. So we'd like to do that.
And each ship is different.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, that's not going to be on all of them.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Okay. Yeah.
But,
And then the other thing is Disney. Now there's another thought I want to share, but also Disney cruises. People are very well behaved on Disney cruises because they're known for throwing you. If someone gets thrown overboard, you're in international waters. You're lost forever. So everyone stays very in good behavior.
Have you heard that?
And see, I'm glad you brought that up because when we got on the ship, I thought, good Lord, all of these children, they're just going to run rampant. And they didn't.
Oh.
And they all stayed in family groups. And I didn't know that it was because they were afraid of being thrown overboard.
Yeah, I think when Mickey walks around and Goofy, when the parents aren't around, there's
They
like
just Soto voice.
Yeah, they just listen, kid. Like I'm going to throw you overboard, and you're never going to see your family again.
Just learn something every day.
And then the last thing I wanted to share about cruises is there's a new cruise line, or not new, but a cruise line. It's for a year.
Oh.
And when I used to go visit Atria Senior Citizen Living Community in Temecula on Butterfield.
Oh, yes.
Sorry to be so precise on that, but when I would go, they were saying the cost of living in a senior citizen living community is more expensive than living on a year-round cruise ship.
Kind of believe it.
Yeah.
I would kind of believe it.
So I was thinking, yeah, maybe we're I'm going to save up my all of my Social Security, and be on a
If
year.
they don't kill you before.
Yeah, they might throw you off the ship, Chris.
Yeah, year-round Disney cruise. That's what I want. Yeah.
Don't know if you could do a Disney one, but no, I have read similar things.
Yeah.
But I just don't think I could stand a year on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I mean, the ships are so big, like, you can get lost, I'd imagine, right?
Oh, you're asking an 88-year-old woman? Of course you can get lost. Some of those directions are in another language.
Yeah. Rocky Osborne, he does the cruise ships.
Sure.
And, yeah, I'll have to have him.
He started a whole new career because he had to clean up his act.
That's true, yeah.
And, no, that's great. He seems to like it, but I don't think I could. I did one cruise ship when I was an early comic, but it was different. There was a cruise ship anchored in San Diego Harbor called the Pacific Star.
Yeah.
And what they did was I was booked for a week, but it was a daily cruise. Each day they went down to Ensenada and back. That was all.
Okay.
They did. So I was booked a week on that, and that was fun, but it was very lonely.
Why?
Because I was you're in this little teeny tiny cabin, and they wouldn't let the star groom with me. He was cute too, but it was an interesting experience. But I just don't think I would like to do cruise ships that much. And Kevin Johnson,
the ventriloquist,
he does
too.
a lot of cruises.
That's right.
And so is Paul Agata.
Yeah, Paul Agata, Vince Royale, Rocky Osborne, and Kevin Johnson are the comedians I know that do the cruise ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would change your mind? Like, why, if there was a year, what would it take for Anita to sign up for a year-round cruise ship?
Well, I'd have to have the family go too.
Okay, family go.
At this age, family is very important.
That's right.
And I don't think I could go a year and not see
family.
Yeah, but on the other hand, communication is so easy nowadays. I wouldn't have wanted to live in the days of my great grandmother. She back in those days you could call someone for 3 minutes, and that was all. You could talk to them on the phone. You didn't get to see people. It was tough in the old days.
Yeah.
I have a letter from my great grandmother that says, "I get so lonely sometimes. I think I'm going to die."
Oh wow!
It was just a sad letter. But she didn't have what we have nowadays.
Wow.
So, and
yeah, it's interesting. Well, it's funny because like the family members I've had that have passed on, they didn't like the technology. Like if I would, because I'm a tech guy, I'm like, hey, why don't you try using the video call? And they're like, well, that's the devil. I was like, okay, well, I miss you. I want to talk to you. But yeah,
I don't know what I would do without what we have. Well, I have one of my grandsons is an IT guy. Yesterday, I didn't have any sound on my computer, so I sent him an email and I said, when you get time, can you fix that? So he's up in Lake Elsinore,
right?
But pretty soon things happen. He fixes it from there.
Yeah, remotely.
Right, because he can go into your computer.
Right, and he doesn't have to see me. But no, I just think some of this is absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I admire the fact that you stayed, like you're always moving with everything and you don't shut off to, because people get, as technology advances every day, it gets a little overwhelming. And so people pull the plug altogether, not on their life, but on like moving forward with technology.
No, and you're right. And there's some things I just can't do.
Such as?
I feel so stupid, and my daughters get angry with me for saying I feel stupid.
Right.
Because I'm not stupid. I got dressed.
You're like, I want to put me in that VR headset. And they're like, Grandma, could you put some clothes on first? I'm like,
I know. I said, that's right. I said, you work so hard at this age to maintain and look normal because you go outside naked one time, just one time, and the next thing you know, you're at a facility. I just
doped up on Xanax.
I'll share something based on what you're saying. I was on my way to work one morning about maybe 2 months ago, and I was passing the Temecula hospital on Temecula Parkway, and there's a side road, not on Temecula Parkway, but there's De Portola, and I'm cruising along, and they put this median in the middle of the road between the lanes, and the median doesn't even have a curb. It's very flat. So I'm the hospital's on my right. I'm driving along, and I look, and my brain can't even register. There's a car coming straight at me. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a car. And I get off the road, and it was a very, very elderly gentleman coming from the hospital. They must have kicked him out because he wasn't or he escaped. He had his handicap placard still on, and he didn't even register that he just just kept driving, and I was like, oh my God, that was so close. If I would have hit him, he wouldn't even know.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, I think he wanted me to do him a favor.
Yeah, it could have been a suicide mission for sure.
Yeah, that hospital bill. Yeah, he was just like, all right, but no, but we thank you so much for sharing everything that you have.
Thank you. This has been more fun than I even thought.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I hope I remember where I've been tomorrow. So
do you remember where you parked? No, okay.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're still rocking that badass Mustang. Yeah, it's still looking good, so clean.
Thank you. I love my little red car.
Yeah, it's not a little red car. That thing's a beast. My favorite thing about it when you bought it was the rear view mirror projects the Bronco.
The light.
Yeah, the Mustang. So the Mustang is projected on the ground at night.
Oh, when you open the door, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Isn't
that's so cool?
Neat?
Yeah.
I just love it. I finally figured out where it came from.
Yeah.
It comes to the rearview mirror. It shoots down.
It shoots down.
Oh, you knew that.
Right. I saw it.
I thought it was magic.
The first time I saw it was in San Clemente. You pulled up one night. I was like, dang, look at this thing. You got projections coming off your car. Very futuristic.
And I have no complaints about it. I'm scared to buy a new one because I'm afraid they're going to change or make it all electric or something. And
they're getting there. Yeah. I mean, there is the Mach-E, that Mustang Mach-E. That's the electric one. MACH and then -E, Mach-E.
Oh, okay.
There's the electric Mustang, but they still have the other Mustangs as well.
Hope so.
Yeah, they've got a hybrid Mustang. Mm-hmm. It's a V6, but it's good on gas.
I saw a 4-door Mustang the other day. It looked tacky.
Oh, that is tacky.
That sounds like the Mach-E. That might have been the Mach-E.
Mach-E is 4-door.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it being 4-door.
Yeah.
See, with the 2-door, you don't have to take anybody in the car with you.
Right, you have an excuse.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to put down my seat. Sorry, you're going to have to not be in my car.
Yeah, grandmas that rock a coupe lead me to believe they don't want grandkids in the car.
Well, it isn't. Grandkids, I wouldn't mind.
Right. Yeah, get in the back.
Adults.
You have to slide the door over. Yeah. Now, does anybody ever pull up on you and they're revving? They don't know it's you in the car, like young bucks want to race you.
No, but I do have a lot of people comment on the car.
Yeah,
but they're mostly older people.
What do they say?
That's cool.
Okay.
Oh, they like it.
Okay.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, it's just the color.
Right.
Because I paid. That was the only extra I got on that car. Was the color. I had to pay $400 to get that color of red, and that's the only thing that people comment on.
Yeah,
Whoa.
They like that color.
Yeah, it's a nice color. It's not like the fire engine red. It's like that darker red.
But,
the blood red.
Yeah, it's like darker.
And I only have 40,000 miles on it.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. Hey, at least you're not one of those people that's driving around in a yellow Corvette. I always see older people driving a yellow Corvette. What's up with that?
Don't look at me.
It's always a midlife
My brother
crisis.
drives a Fisker. Talk about it. I think it cost him, I don't know, $7,000 for a new battery for it. God, I said,
Oh, the new electric Fiskars?
No, it's an old. They've gone bankrupt.
Right. Yeah. That's
Right.
I didn't mean new. Sorry.
But you
yeah.
can't get a battery for it, so they had, I don't know. I think they made one on Mars.
Actually, yeah. Today I read that the Fiskars are selling for $3,700 now. They're trying to get rid of them. I'm like, why would anybody buy a car that's just went bankrupt? Like, how are you gonna fix it if your car?
Right. Like, I can't wait to buy a Saturn.
Yeah.
God, no, I don't know why. But he just loves it. There's car people. My brother's always been a car person.
Yeah, the Fiskars have the solar panels on the roof. Some of them.
I don't know if his does. It's a weird color too. Cost special to have that. It's got sparkly stuff all through it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, anyways, if anybody wants to find you online, do you recommend them finding you on Facebook, Instagram?
probably Facebook.
Facebook, Anita Milner. All right, and then
Why would they want to?
Well, 'cause this-
Why is anybody looking?
well, if they're watching this show, they might want to
I've paid all my
see.
bills. I've paid all my bills.
Don't look for her.
This is an underground episode. We're not even going to air it. And then Anita, Amy, where can everybody find you? Anything you want to put out to the internet?
Same old, just the IG at Shades of Despair and my website, www.abyssicreveries.com.
Yeah. And then you can find me at Solaris Beer and Blending on Monday nights, and you're always welcome. It's getting really busy every Monday.
I may
Yeah.
come back. I just
Yeah, you saw it in the beginning when we were still trying to get it off the ground, but
right.
now it's busy. Yeah.
That's good. Do I need a reservation?
No.
No,
Okay.
you're always reserved.
Oh,
To perform, if you want to perform,
always.
hit the stage.
well, I might. Yeah, I've got to.
If you want to. You don't have to. It's all good. Come check it out.
Well,
but yeah.
No, and I always feel like welcome
Yeah.
around you.
Well, yeah. We
And Amy always comes to buffer everything.
Hold a door. I'll hold a door.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Guadalajara, we do once a month. Peter runs the Guadalajara show, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill.
Right down the
comedy
street,
there.
actually.
Yeah.
Where is that?
It's quite literally right down the street off
On
of
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
On Jefferson. Oh,
Yeah.
of course. I'm sorry.
It's
I
a
know
very
where it is.
popular spot for Mexican food in Temecula.
Yeah.
And
But
what night is that on?
it's the second Wednesday or third Wednesday of the. I'm drawing a blank, but it's right in the middle of every
Say it's the
month.
last.
Regular
Yeah.
shows or open mic?
Regular shows,
Oh.
Yeah,
and it's
the book
free to
shows.
go in, but it's always packed.
That's great.
Yeah, so you're always welcome there as
Thank
well.
you.
Yeah, of course. You're welcome anywhere. I can't
you.
imagine anybody being like, "We've heard about you, Anita. You're not welcome here.
Yeah, you
you
pay
and
your
your
bills."
Mustang and your grandkids. You get out of town." Yeah. Yeah.
Hasn't happened yet, but you never know. God.
Well, anyways, it was wonderful having you.
Thank you,
This is
Anita.
the third time we're going to end the episode this time. So
This is it.
subscribe, like, share, comment, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much.